Creating a very good impression during your job interview is very important as it decides the break or make between getting a phone call for your follow-up interview or being rejected and being thrown away into the pile of dust. Consider this like going on a date with somebody who's the eye candy of everybody or somebody who's super hot and everybody wants to date with. Do you think you're the only one trying to hit on that person? I highly doubt it. This person will have a lot of contenders who are trying to become something more than just a date. So in order to create an impact, you must create a very lasting impression. Similarly, in your job interview, creating that impression is quite essential for you to land that job for which there are thousands of applicants applying for it every single day. Hi, my name is Lalith Dhanush and I'm a communication and career coach. Over the last few years, I've helped people develop efficient communication skills and take them one step forward towards a successful career. In this episode, I will be giving you 5 ways you could impress your interviewer like a pro. 1. Be enthusiastic and super positive. Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you told them, how you told them, and where you told them, but they will never forget how you made them feel." People's feelings are very important if you have to create an impression, and making sure you're super positive is very, very important. On the other side of being positive is being enthusiastic. Now let's say you walk into the interviewer's room. The first thing you got to do is you got to wear a beautiful, nice smile. Greet that person good morning, good afternoon, and then move on to shake their hand with a little bit of gentleness. And then for everything that they might ask, which is annoying or not, answer it with some sort of passion, energy and positivity, and you will see the result after your interview process. 2. Make sure you are memorable. When you walk into an interview, it is very important for you to understand that this interviewer who's sitting there and asking you a few questions is just not doing this interview only for you. This person's job is to do this every single day of his life for the rest of his tenure in this company. So on a daily basis, he would be seeing hundreds of applicants just like yours. And to ensure that you stand out amongst everybody is quite important, because this increases something called as the recall factor. So the moment they think about somebody unique, it should be you. Now let me give you a small example. I remember for an interview, one of my friends from college had literally taken an entire sports magazine, put his picture in the front, and rather than putting contents about what is there in the magazine, he had put contents about his strengths, his skills, and his experiences. Now that was a very amazing creative idea. So you could also do that with your resume, in your presentation, but make sure that you definitely stand out from the rest of the crowd. 3. Ask questions. Yes, you heard me right. This is not for the interviewer but yourself. When you ask questions to the interviewer, it changes the perspective. Now before I get into that, let me tell you when you should do so. First of all, once the interviewer is done asking his questions, towards the fag end of the interview is when you get your opportunity to ask a few questions. Now what could these questions be about? It could be about the job, your payment, your timings, or what is expected of you in the first 60 days of joining, or maybe the training process. But make sure you do ask these questions simply because the interviewer gets a perception that you are keenly interested in the job, in the company, and in the role that you want to take part in. This way, it builds a conversation and not just a one-sided one, and it becomes much more interesting and creates an everlasting impression with the interviewer. 4. Make sure you tell stories. Now, in this point, you must understand that most of us, irrespective of an interview or anything that we like consuming on content or movies, love stories. Even when we were little, if there was one thing that we always listened to was stories. So make sure you use this hack, as you will be able to understand the emotional part of the interviewer. When you talk about your highs and lows, your successes and failures, the interviewer will be able to connect you at a deeper and personal level. Now let me give you an example. Let's say you're applying for a marketing job and that interviewer asks you, what is your experience in marketing? And you're a fresher. Consider this for an answer. You could say, sir, maybe in my second year, when I was working for my college festing team, we had to get a sponsorship of 3.5 lakhs. I remember it was 2017, May 22nd, as we walked into the company of Slice Pay and we sat down for a 3-hour long meeting and got our first ever funding of 1.5 lakhs from that company. The CEO was surely impressed by the way I was able to communicate my idea and how we could actually impact this company with the right kind of customers through our festing. Now you see, I'm giving you validation of my success story, and the best part is the story itself. This way, your persuasion technique takes it to another notch. Last but not the least, now this is my special golden nugget for all of you watching. Use the technique of pre-suasion and not persuasion. Now what do I mean by this? The ability to convince somebody at a subconscious level where you are priming his mind to choose you is the ability to persuade. Now how can you do this? You have to use the third point of asking questions, but I'll give you an example as to what kind of questions you must also ask. You could ask the interviewer by saying, why did you select me for this interview process when there were 900 other applicants who were rejected? On the other hand, you could also ask another question like, why was my resume better than the rest, or how did my resume stand out from the rest? Asking questions about you and how you were selected, how you were the chosen one, helps the interviewer prime his mind to select you. Try this out and I'm sure it will work wonders. So ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that if you've gotten enough value from this video, you click on the subscribe button below, follow our channel for more such amazing content coming your way.